Thank you for catching this random broadcast. If you happen to catch this random broadcast, I'm going to start scheduling these in the future. But I got to take it where I can get it. This is something I was going to save for when ideas got slow, but I actually had to say this to some of my students the other day. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and bring it out. And what I'm bringing out are 5 ways that students hurt their advancement in the martial arts. Okay? If you look at the description below, you'll see them all written out. I'm going to read them first. First of all, number 1, don't show up, sign up for class or don't show up. Number 2, bum techniques from videos or their relatives. 3, think they already know what a black belt knows. 4, watch TV and play video games. 5, let cost deter them even though some instructors teach for free or low fee. Let's go to number 1. Now this might seem obvious, right? Right. But you cannot believe how many people over the years, it's been almost 10 years that I've been flying without a net as an instructor. You won't believe how many people will go, hey, so when am I going, when am I going to get my aqua belt? That's not a real thing, but like your aqua belt. Yeah, I mean, when am I going to get my aqua belt? Like, you just started coming to class again. Now, I don't have attendance requirements, but I can't train you if you're not there. It's just like at your job. If you never went to your job, how are you going to get promoted? You have to come to class to train so I can see you. Even if you did a thing where, let's say you told me up front, I don't really have a lot of time, I can just practice. And I've even offered this to people and they still don't do it. I feed you a technique, you go work on it, you come back. You have to come back to me so I can see you, so that I know that you've learned what I showed you in the first place. So, whatever your instructor's attendance requirements are, you've got to attend. If you don't show up, you can't get promoted. Also, not only that, if you don't show up to learn, you can't learn. And this is something that trust me, I am not just picking on any one person. If you don't show up on the day where you're supposed to take your belt test, how are you going to take your belt test? You have to show up to get your reward so that I can reward you. It's plain and simple. And number 2, bum techniques from videos or their relatives. That means that you're going to let uncle, auntie, ma, pa, grandma, grandpa, I'm going to pick on the relatives first, show you how to do something when they don't have a black belt in what you're trying to learn from them. If your relatives are really, this is really more your parents, if you really know so much about martial arts, if you know more than me, why aren't you teaching your kids yourself? Why are you bringing them to me if you know so much? A lot of parents, God bless you, I understand it's your child. Some of the advice that the parents give the kids to do in matches is totally wrong. You're telling them the opposite of what they should do. You'll tell a child to be more aggressive when the reason why they're getting hit is because they're trying to rush in straight like a bull instead of stopping, pausing, thinking for a second, and trying to think and strategize how they can get in and score a point. Now, it's really bad with judo. A lot of people think that judo is be strong, push harder. No. Judo is supposed to be about technique and knowing when to yield and when not to yield. But really, more so knowing when to yield. I mean, ultimately, in my opinion, there should really be no difference between judo and aikido. Now, I know I probably just said something sacrilegious. But, now you're saying, why am I talking about judo when this channel is taekwondo? Because that really applies to taekwondo too. It really applies to all martial arts. It should be about your technique, not force, not raw strength. And not only that, sometimes when you're trying to learn how to do something from your relative, if they don't know that particular martial art they're trying to give you, they're going to either have you do a technique that's is banned for a reason, like it can be more danger to the person performing the technique than the person they're trying to do it on, or they may know how to do it, but they don't really know how to explain it to you. So then when you try to do what they told you to do, you end up being hurt even worse. So, and videos. Ha! I'm doing a video. Ironically. Irony, right? I know. But a lot of times when you learn stuff just from videos and you don't have a background in the thing that you're trying to get in the video, you end up interpreting it wrong. That's why, like a lot of my forms after black belt, me personally, I was just told, go forth to the video, young man, and learn. Just threw me the book. So then when I come back in there, it's like, oh, you looked at the video, so you're doing it backwards. Because I'm looking at the screen, I'm going to do it on the side that I think the screen is telling me to do it instead of how I really should be doing it. Like, for example, the way when I'm looking at my phone filming this, I'm holding up my right hand, and it looks like the person on the phone is holding up their left hand. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. The mirror imaging throws it off. Plus, a video is really for refreshment. It doesn't explain how to do things. And you may end up bumming techniques from videos that you can't do. That's really the main thing I see. Is people trying to take stuff from videos that they're not capable of doing yet. What I would like you to do is, if you have your technique from your video, you come in, you ask me about it, and I look at it, and then I can fine-tune it. And I can tell you, well, you've got this, but you're missing just this little bit of an element. Because videos are not a substitute for learning. They are an enhancement to learning, and a very good enhancement at that. Okay? Now, this is just my opinion. I think once you've got like a shodan in a subject, then you may be able to, in an art, then you might be able to video or media it, but it still would help, you know, if you had a mentor or even just a study group or other people to share information with. So, number 3, you think you already know what a black belt knows. You don't. You don't. You don't already know what a black belt knows. You don't. But you think you do. But you don't. Like, I'm like, what's one that people like to do? Like when I'm trying to tell people how to do a roundhouse kick and I want you to spin on your foot. Well, I think if you did this and if you planted the foot first and then turn, it would be easier for people to get their balance. I know it's easier for people to get their balance if they move it in one move, two move. But I'm trying to get you to do it in one move. So that when you actually have to do it on someone, you do it in one move and you don't telegraph it. Sometimes, and this used to drive me crazy when I was coming up through the ranks, sometimes a black belt may not fully explain a technique to you because, first of all, you're going to get bored. Second of all, you're not going to remember it anyway. And third, we may want you to learn how to do it first, and then we just improve on how you've learned how to do the technique. So that way, you don't feel frustrated. And we eventually, you know, just think of it like a sculpture. We're sculpting you, we're trying to dust off the unnecessary parts so you can get to something where it's efficient. Because if we just come at you, because I know when I just come at somebody and try to perfect everything all at once, they just get frustrated. You just get frustrated. So you don't already know what a black belt knows. If you did, you'd be a black belt. And quite frankly, if you feel like you already know what a black belt knows, what are you doing coming to me? Or even if you're past black belt, if you feel like you know what I know, then why are you coming to me? Okay? Or any instructor. If you feel, why are you training with somebody that you think you know more than? Odds are you don't. Me personally, even if I supposedly outrank someone, I don't necessarily think I know more than them because nobody knows everything and there's going to be something that they're going to do and I go, So, if I'm taking lessons from you, or if you're taking lessons from someone, would you just trust their knowledge? Thank you. All right. Number 4, watch TV and play video games. This is kind of like number 2 in a way. And number one, you can't come to class if you're home watching television. Watching TV and playing video games makes some people think that they can do the moves that are on TV and video games, they can do it in the classroom. It's because you saw Walker, Texas Ranger do that high kick in those tight jeans. Doesn't mean that you can do that high kick in your loose Dobok pants. And stop trying to do video games. Thank you for the thumbs up. Stop trying to do these video game moves that you don't know how to do yet. You know what it would be like? It would be like me trying to do flash kicks. I love watching flash kick videos. I will never be able to do those kicks in my life. But I love flash kick videos. But if I try to do a flash kick, unless I'm on the moon, I'm probably going to get a concussion trying to do a flash kick. I can't do them. Technically, I can do like one, maybe two tricks from trick kicking. That is it. I never learned anything beyond those. I'm sorry, world, but you're not going to see me trying to do those type of kicks because it would be stupid for me to try to do those type of kicks. I'm going to hurt myself, or what's worse, I might end up hurting somebody else trying to pull off that kick in what's supposed to be a controlled setting. So, number 5, you let costs deter you. Students let costs deter them, even though some instructors teach for free or low fee. If you're in a major metropolitan area like the Washington, D.C. area, I cannot afford classes is really not an excuse, especially in the age of Google. Community center classes are about the cheapest classes that there are going. Not only that, I'll vouch for me, I can vouch for me, okay? Sometimes, if it's what we call a mini session, which is like 4 sessions, if you're only coming once a week, you do not have to pay more than $25 to take the class. I don't even make you buy the uniform up front, and you do not have test fees with me all the way through. I mapped up everything for Cecil Ryu Taekwondo up to 10th degree black belt, even though I did not put myself at 10th degree black belt. You do not pay to test. Does it mean it's going to be absolutely free all the time? Of course it's not. But it doesn't get much cheaper than me. And if you Google hard enough, and if you ask around enough, you will be able to find instructors who teach for free. My next to last set of judo instructors, that guy taught for free. Free. He taught cops for free. Then he opened it up to teach civilians. And I happened to catch him right at that time. I just had a feeling in the spirit. Talk to him again. I was like, no, God, I already contacted. God said, you talk to him again. And I did. And it was free. Because he decided to teach a friend of his that was a minister. I think he's a minister. I'm not going to call out names. He's a minister. And somehow he remembered that I went to church. So I guess he thought I would want to help a minister of another faith, which I did. I just wanted the free judo. And I made some new friends. Anyway, there is another guy who teaches out of a church for free. He teaches his style of Okinawan karate and Taekwondo blend. That's all I'll say in terms of identification. He teaches his do. His Kwon-Do has Okinawan karate in it. He teaches for free. Free. And there are plenty of other people that do that. Not everybody that teaches out of a church teaches for free. But a lot of times if they're teaching out of a church, it's usually very low cost. You may have to pay for your uniform. And some people will even work with you on a uniform thing if they know it's expensive and that you can't afford it. Okay? So they will work with you on uniform costs. Just like with me, I don't really expect people to necessarily get a uniform until you get to about yellow or orange belt, because I know this stuff can be expensive. Now, if you're going to go to a tournament, you got to pay, and you got to buy the uniform for the tournament, and etc. But you know what, though? A lot of you pay for football. I know, because I was a football parent. You pay for football. We had to buy these special tights when my son was in high school to play football. Well, I went to the coach. I was trying to get. I was saying, you really need to get these things. Well, you know, these things are aerodynamically fit and they hold in the heat, and it's going to be cold. So, and well, I was really mad because I had just started. I had picked up another class, and I was getting some extra money, and the rate was really good. It was better than my park and rec rate. So I'm like, I'm going to be able to get, you know, I'm just going to buy some stuff for me. I don't have to put this in the budget. This is great. Plus it's building my rep and my brand. And I had to take all that money and put it into football. You pay for football. You pay for basketball. You pay for baseball. Those cleats are expensive. Those football cleats are expensive. Those basketball shoes are expensive. You pay for dance. You pay for lacrosse. You pay for tennis. But you don't want to pay for a martial arts class. For some reason, when it comes to martial arts, you think everything's supposed to be 100% free. And I'm just as guilty of that as you are. But that's not the way to go. If you are patient, and cost is really an issue, like it is for me. Cost is an issue for me. If you are patient enough, I believe in God, but you may not. So for me, I say God. I guess you can say the universe, whatever you believe in. But life, like they said in Jurassic Park, finds a way. If you are patient and resourceful enough, you will find a way to get quality training at a low price. Some people will even work with you, but here's the catch though. I've noticed those windows where that opportunity where the stuff is really, really low cost is not for very long. So you got to take advantage of it when it comes available. Do it and just be glad for the experience. And then what you can do is then you can pay it back to other people once you become an instructor. So, thanks for sticking with me this long in this video. These are 5 ways that people really mess up their advancement in the martial arts. Okay? Thanks for taking the time to watch this broadcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Do me a favor. Please share this video and let's make this thing go viral. Because, hey, the more it goes viral, the more we can spread good sense and the more videos I can bring to you. But seriously, thank you and good day. Peace.